Hi everyone, Farmer Paige here,
Farmer Jeff.
and we're here with our chicks. We're sitting on our buckets and we are observing them, and we thought this would be a wonderful time to share with you how we brood our chicks and what this process, looks like, and go through some of the questions that we have received from you. Yeah, without further ado.
Yeah, so first question, what is a brooder? The brooder is a structure that houses the chicks. It replicates the mother hen. You may have heard like a broody hen. So when a mother hen lays her flock of chicks, she broods over them, keeps them nice and warm and protected. So what we do, we have a structure for that. It's actually a trailer retrofitted into this brooder that you see that behind us. We're in it. We also have a secondary brooder. It's called the Ohio brooder, developed decades ago, and that allows us to keep a nice localized heat on the bird. So even though we have this nice brooder, it's a trailer. It's not very well insulated, so we need some extra heat right by the birds. So another question that we get is, how long will the chicks stay in this brooder?
Yeah, that's a great question. So with the chicks, what we like to do is we like to keep our chicks in here for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. And now that really does depend on Mother Nature, because it could have stormed that morning, or depending on when we move them that day. We want to make sure that their transition is really seamless and they have dry weather, or at least dry ground, and the conditions are what we feel is perfect for them, so we're not setting them up for failure, really. Because they go from this out into pasture for the first time, so we really want to make that a really nice transition for them. So again, it's up to Mother Nature, but we really have between 2.5 to 3 weeks is how long they will stay in here. But ultimately, and the key thing is that the majority of their lives are spent on pasture.
Yeah, and believe it or not, while they're in here, they have their little chick feathers now, the cute yellow ones. They're going to start very quickly. They're already starting to get them, their adult feathers. And once those come in, that means they are ready for the outside elements.
Which is a good transition for the next question that came in. Are, what are those critical aspects that really affect chicken health?
Yeah, so this brooder, there's a lot going on in it. Sure, it's the house that keeps them protected from the rain, but there's a lot of other critical elements in here. One, we already mentioned the heat. So it's got to stay nice and warm, especially those first couple days when we get them. We like to keep it about 90, 95 if we can. So we have a propane space heater. We have the electric heat lamps. We have the Ohio brooders to really keep that heat on these chicks. Another very, very important thing is the air quality. So we have 2 exhaust fans. We have 2 circular fans. We have 2 windows to really bring in that fresh air and keep these birds breathing healthy. A few other things, the feed, that's very critical. So we make sure that we get the fresh feed. We pick the feed up about a week before they get here. It's a 21% protein starter crumble mix. These crumbles are important because you pack all that feed into a nice little bite-sized piece for these chicks, so they get all their vitamins, minerals, proteins, fats.
Easy for them to get at with their little beaks too.
Yeah. So as you can see, they pretty much eat all day.
Living the life.
And clean water, that's essential. It does look a little dirty in here, and that's because of the bedding. The bedding is a peat moss, and it is dusty by nature, but that's okay. That's what the experts say, at least. So this bedding, we went to peat moss because it does a great job of absorbing the moisture, the manure, keeping those odors down. Right now we're sitting here.
Yeah, I can't smell anything, and you shouldn't be able to, or what we've learned is you should be able to be in here and drink your coffee, eat your breakfast, or just be able to stay in here.
And look, we have chicks all around us, and it doesn't smell, which brings us up to our next question. How many chicks are in here?
Yeah.
And how many can we brood?
Yeah, so currently right now in this batch, we have 250 chicks in here, believe it or not. And we like to, our maximum is roughly 375 that we'll raise in this brooder.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then final question, somebody asked, what do the chicks eat and how much? We touched on it before. They eat a non-GMO feed, and it's in the crumble form. So when they go out to pasture, they're going to eat 19%, a little bit less protein. But right now, we want to give them all that protein because their organs, their feathers, everything's developing so quick. So we need a lot of those proteins, which has all the amino acids for these growing chicks. And on top of that, we sprinkle some grit on there because chickens, they don't have teeth.
Nope.
So they have a crop and a gizzard. So the feed goes into the crop, and then the gizzard grinds it all up. The gizzard is their teeth, and
not to be confused about that as a stomach, because they don't have something that cows or those ruminant animals do. Yeah. With them, they have a crop instead. So
yeah, and the grit, which is like a granite rock, really small granite rock, and that allows the chicks to grind their feed, to chew it essentially, so that then their intestines can absorb that and turn it into the muscles, the feathers, everything that the bird has going on.
We hope this video was informative and you found it helpful, or hopefully you learned something new. Yeah. We would love to be producing some more of these videos. So if you have any questions or you'd love to hear about something else, feel free to drop us a comment below. That would be amazing. And also feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. And there's also a little bell notification. If you click on that, you will be alerted anytime we upload a new video to Songbird Hill Farm. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you.